Breaking news out of Texas overnight, another package explosion. This time it happened in the San Antonio area, and the FBI and ATF are on the scene investigating. CBS's Hinadoba has the latest.
A blast inside a FedEx facility just outside of San Antonio may be connected to the recent package explosions terrorizing Austin. At least one employee was injured. The FBI says, quote, "It's more than possible the package that went off inside the Schertz, Texas facility just after midnight is related to the four that have taken place about 80 miles north in the state's capital this month." A law enforcement source tells CBS News the package was mailed from Austin and was being sent to Austin.
The investigation is still underway, but what we know, the box was a medium size, what I was being told, was on a conveyor belt when the explosion occurred.
The most recent incident in Austin happened Sunday and left 2 people hurt. Police say that explosion was more sophisticated, having been triggered along a street by a nearly invisible tripwire. Investigators yesterday say what also set that 4th blast apart, unlike the previous 3, it was not mailed to a specific address. This one was more random.
The package was left on the side of a road where anyone coming by would have been attacked by this bomb.
In all, 2 people have been killed and 4 have been injured in the Austin explosions. Police say they do believe they're dealing with a serial bomber here. The reward for information leading to an arrest has climbed to $115,000. Hinadoba, CBS News.
Police say the woman injured at the FedEx facility was treated and released from the scene. In local news, a new study shows Billings could build 3 new facilities for youth and amateur sports. As Q2's Dustin Kleeman reports, the plan comes with some big benefits.
After months of study, Billings has several options to foster youth in amateur sports while benefiting the local economy. Victus Advisor Group conducted the analysis and presented findings on Monday. Among the options is constructing an indoor multi-court sports center, also building a new 2-sheet ice arena, as the Centennial Arena has outlived its lifespan. Billings could stand to build a competitive swim center, and both Amen and Stewart Park are in need of renovations. All the projects would require some sort of public financial support. With a $622 million economic impact over a 30-year period, the facilities would also create 269 sustainable annual jobs and over $13.8 million in state and local hotel revenues. The study provided a frank assessment of current facilities operating in Billings. Respondents to the survey pointed out issues with a number of facilities and shortcomings each one has. Dealer Park has the highest satisfactory rating among 23 different locations, while MSUB Pool, Centennial Ice Arena, and Shrine Auditorium ranked dismal satisfaction scores. What will happen next is up to the city's leaders and residents. In Billings, Dustin Kleeman, MTN News.
Dustin tells us the study also recommends Visit Billings hire a full-time sports tourism specialist and that the community create a sports tourism advisory board. One of 2 men charged with beating and beheading a Billings man in October allegedly intimidated a key witness in the case. New charges out on Monday claim Donald Cherry tried to influence his girlfriend's statements. During a January jail visit, Cherry reportedly told his 21-year-old girlfriend she did not remember things right when she told detectives he beheaded the victim. Court documents state Cherry told her she would also be guilty if her statements sent him to prison. The woman cried as Cherry insisted it was co-defendant Jeffrey Haverty who committed the murder. The woman previously told detectives she witnessed Haverty sawing at the victim's neck before Cherry finished the job. The 3 men had just met that night at the casino. Cherry told police they all left to use methamphetamine together. On the way out, the victim, Myron Knight, gave the casino staff his winnings and warned should anything happen to him, Cherry and Haverty were responsible. Knight was beaten in the head with a hammer at a Weston campsite that night and then beheaded. The victim only had $6 on him when he was robbed and murdered. Well, jury selection is underway here in Billings for a man accused of raping a teenage girl in 2012. 35-year-old Marcel Mejia faces 1 count of sexual intercourse without consent in Yellowstone County District Court. The victim was about 15 years old at the time of the alleged crime. The girl said she met Mejia on Facebook and contacted him for a ride home one day. The victim told police he took her to his home to grab something and asked her to come inside. The girl said she trusted Mejia because he was wearing a military uniform. Inside the house, Mejia allegedly raped the victim. The girl later reported the assault to her school counselor. Detectives believe Mejia may have been contacting other young girls online. His trial is expected to last 4 days. As the weather gets warmer, things are melting across our region. Between ice jams and massive snow melt, Musselshell County Disaster and Emergency Services is on high alert. On its Facebook page, DES reports that some ice jams are not moving, while others are now forcing water across roadways. While some of the jams are grinding and passing, Deputy DES Director Justin Russell described it as a leapfrog effect, as room for other smaller ice jams are left along the river. If these ice jams do not move, the DES is putting out warnings for local residents to move livestock and pull pumps because flooding is a real possibility. From snowmelt in Montana to snow-packed paths in Alaska, a rookie Montana musher had his run at the 2018 Iditarod race this year. MTN's Kaylee Collins takes us to his festive homecoming in Great Falls.
Are they running on time?
Yeah. 7 minutes late.
A room full of people waiting for a Great Falls dentist to return.
Hey, Debbie.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Brett Briggerman is home after finishing 39th of the 2018 Iditarod race in Alaska. And behind thousands of fans cheering him on was his wife.
Though I didn't send too many messages, I got a reply message from my wife and of encouragement, and she told me there was probably about 4,000 people that was following us. And I knew if my dogs didn't give up, I wouldn't give up.
A running joke now that he only sent 3 texts to her, but she never had any doubt.
Brett's the type of guy that would literally crawl to the finish line in Nome if he had to. He's just that driven.
It's just not really in my nature to give up unless there's no other option.
And while he and his dogs were sick throughout the race, they pushed through. But after some time off,
what's next whenever you leave here?
Sleep.
he'll be back at it.
But yeah, I already missed the trail. No one can really explain why we do it, and I can't explain it, but it gets in your blood, and once you do it, it's kind of the only thing you want to do.
In Great Falls, Kaylee Collins, MTN News.
Bruggeman was one of 3 mushers with Montana connections running in this year's Iditarod. Jesse Royer, who grew up on a Montana cattle ranch and is past winner of Montana's Race to the Sky, finished 16th. And Linwood Fielder, who finished 10th this year, is a graduate of Carroll College in Helena and now makes his home in Vermont. Well, before we take a break, the Montana Women's Run is right around the corner. The design of this year's shirt, just unveiled yesterday, is packed with meaning. It just so happens this year's design and color is modeled after race founder Pat Jeffrey's favorite women's run t-shirt from 1994. Pat passed away last year, just weeks before the race. Her ultimate goal was to register 10,000 women in the run. This year's run is set for Saturday, May 12th.